Hello everyone. In this particular video, we'll be doing some exercise of this particular conditional statement. In our previous video, we already understood this particular conditional statement. That means if-else condition inside Python, how this particular if-else works and all. So in this particular video, let's do some practical exercise so that this particular concept would be more clear. So now here I'm going to create a file, but I'm not going to create a Jupyter Notebook file. I'm going to create a Python file here because so far we have written the code inside Jupyter Notebook. Now let's try to write the code inside .py file. That means the Python file. Okay, so if you want to create a Python file, just click here. So this is a button. You can create the file here. I'll just click here. Now give the name of this particular file. So let's say this is our 11 number tutorial, and I'll just name this particular file. I'll just name this particular file conditional statement exercise. Okay, .py. But if you're creating any dot file, make sure there won't be any kinds of space. So or you can you can replace this particular space with underscore. Okay, this particular underscore symbol you can give because if you give the space, so whenever you will execute that particular file with your command prompt, so it may create some issue. So that's why we don't keep any kinds of space whenever we create a .py file. But if you're creating any Jupyter Notebook file, that time you can mention the space. Okay, so these are some actually suggestion from Python side. So that is what actually I'm telling you. So now let me create this particular file. So conditional statement exercise.py. Okay, so guys, that's how actually your .py file looks like. Okay, there won't be any kinds of cell. If I open my previous actually file, you can see this is a notebook file. So here actually I was to get cell. Okay, cell to execute the code. But whenever I'm actually taking this particular .py file, so this is the Python scripting file. So here you won't be getting any kinds of cell. It would be completely okay. It would be completely actually you can say a text editor. Okay, like code editor. So inside that you have to write the code. So now let's try to write the code inside this particular .py file. So if you just write a couple of time in this particular .py file, it should be very much familiar with you, because this particular file is so important, because going forward, whatever actually projects you will be doing, everything will be doing inside .py file, because this is the professional file. Okay, and the notebook file actually we use for the experiment purpose. Let's say if I want to do experiment, if I want to test something, if I'm learning something, that time this particular notebook file is fine. But whenever you will be doing the actual project implementation, actual coding and all, that time actually we'll be using this particular .py file. Okay, so that's why I'm showing you each and everything, so that everything would be like comfortable to you. Going forward, actually you won't be like surprised, okay, why I'm using this particular file and all. Okay, because going forward we'll be doing so many projects, so many Python projects, we'll be also doing end-to-end projects and all. So everything I'll be writing inside this particular file only. So inside this file also you have to save the code. You can see this particular white ball. That means if I want to, that means I want to press Ctrl S. After pressing Ctrl S, this particular file would be saved. Okay, so now let me hide this particular window. I don't need. So here the first exercise actually will be doing. So here I can write. So here you can see the exercise, guys. Here I have to find the minimum of 3 given number. Let's say you are having 3 number. Let's say you are having 1, 2, and 3. Now what is the minimum value? Okay, what is the minimum number between this particular 3 actually value we have given? You can see minimum number is 1. Okay, minimum number is 1. So I have to check this particular condition. Okay, user will give 3 number. In that particular 3 number, I have to find out the minimum number. Okay, so here actually I have to apply the conditional statement, because I think you are getting, because here we are only looking for the minimum number. Okay, minimum number, and again it's a condition. Okay, again it's a condition because from the 3 number I have to find out that particular minimum number. So how to write this particular program? So first of all, what I have to do, I have to take the input from the user, like 3 number user will provide. So let's take the input. So let's say num1 is equal to let's say I want to take integer number only. So everything I'll try to convert is in integer. So input, and inside that I'll just write a message, enter your enter. I'll just write enter first number. Okay, enter first number. Then I'll also take 2 more number, num2, enter the second number. Then I'll take number 3, enter third number. Fine. Then now I have to check the condition. If see how we can check the condition. First of all, check the condition number 1 with respect to number 2 and 3. First of all, try to check whether this particular number 1 is lesser than number 2 or 3 or not. Okay, if it is, okay, if this particular condition is true, then try to print that particular number 1, because I can see if this particular number 1 is less than number 2 and 3, that means definitely it's a smaller number. Okay, so here you can write like that. if number 1 is less than number 2. Okay, and you can see I'm using logical operator, and here I'm using relational operator. Okay, see all the operator concept, everything we have learned, okay, in our previous videos and all, everything is getting utilized. So this is what actually programming. Okay, programming is nothing but you are only understanding the basics of programming syntax, and you are building the logic, okay, by yourself. Okay, you are thinking, okay, how it can be done, and if you want to grasp that particular knowledge, you will become a good programmer. Okay, programming is not about like you have to memorize everything. Okay, memorization doesn't work, guys. So please try to be with the logic implementation always. Whatever syntax actually I'm writing, everything is available over the internet. If you search like if else statement inside Python, you will get it, how to write it properly if you forget it. But only what you have to build a logic building. Okay, not a logic building actually mentality. So that if I'm giving any kinds of problem statement, first of all try to design, first of all try to think how I can approach this particular problem statement. Okay, whatever concept I have learned, can I use that particular concept or not? Okay, so that's how we have to think. Okay, so here you can see I'm just writing number 1 is lesser than number 2, and number 1 is lesser than number 3. Okay, now you can see this particular program is like very easy to read. I already told you, if you understand English language, you can easily code in Python, because again we are writing English text only here, right? That's the things. And the indentation makes this Python so beautiful, because with the help of indentation this code would be more readable. Okay, that's why Python use indentation instead of using bracket and all. Okay, so that your code would be more clean and actually easy to understand. Okay, that's the idea. Now if this particular condition is true, that means my smallest number is, here I can just write smallest, or I can just write minimum. Okay, minimum number is minimum number is number 1. Okay, number 1. But if this particular condition is not true, because you can see I'm having multiple condition here, more than 2 condition, now I have to check for the number 2 as well. Okay, now you can see number 1 is lesser than number 2 and number 3. Okay, if this particular condition is true, that means minimum number is number 1. Now if this particular number 1 is not smallest, definitely number 2 would be smallest. Okay, now let's try to give another condition. So here you can use elif condition. Now just simply check num2 is less than number 1, and number 2 is less than number 3. Okay, number 3. So if it is, so your minimum number would be number 2. Okay, minimum number will be number 2. Now you can see I have checked for 1 and 2, but 3 is left. Now you can see already I have checked all the condition. Okay, if this particular 2 condition is not matching, so definitely my number 3 is my smallest number. So instead of writing inside elif condition, I can write in the else condition. So here I'll just write else my minimum number would be number 3. Okay, so this is a simple program actually I have written with the help of conditional statement. Now let me execute this particular program. Now if you want to execute any kinds of program inside .py file, what you can do, you can install one extension. So there is an extension market, just search for code runner. Okay, search for code runner. So there is an extension, you will get something called code runner. So if you search for code runner, guys, you will get this particular extension. You have to install it. Okay, see, for me I have already installed, so it's showing uninstall. Okay, but for you, you have to install it. So after installing this particular code runner, so let me just close it. So what you have to do, you have to click on this particular setting option. You can see this gear icon, just click here and go to the settings. Okay, go to the settings, and here just search for run in terminal. Okay, run in terminal. So here you will get one option, code runner run in terminal. Just try to activate, try to check mark this particular option. Then after that, just try to close it. Okay, now just click here. You have to click in this particular run code option. Now if I click here, now see my code has run. Now here I can pass the input. So let's say you can see it is asking for the input. So let's say my first number is 1, and second number is 2, and third number is 3. Now you can see minimum number is 1. Minimum number is 1. Okay, that means it's working fine. So that is another way you can execute the code. So for this, what you can do, so click on the view, and you will see one option called terminal. Okay, just click on the terminal. Now see, your terminal will open. Now what you can do, you can take this particular command prompt. Okay, just click here. There is an arrow icon. Just click here and try to take this particular command prompt. Okay, command prompt, not any other terminal. Try to take the command prompt. So I'll take the command prompt here. Okay, now previous one I can delete it. Okay, now see, this is my command prompt. Now here I can clear and I can execute this particular program. So what is the file name? File name is conditional statement exercise.py. So to execute this particular file, you have to write one command called Python. You are telling the Python, I have to execute this particular file. So file name is 11.conditional. Okay, conditional. See, if I just write 11.con and if I press tab from my keyboard, okay, if I press tab from my keyboard, see, it will autocomplete. Okay, it will autocomplete. Now if I press enter, see, again my program has executed. Now if I give the number, let's say 3, 4 and 5, you can see minimum number is 3. Okay, that means it's working fine. So every time you can execute like that. So now if I want to again execute this particular file, what I will do, I'll press the up arrow key from my keyboard. Now see, if I press the up arrow key, it will automatically take that particular command from the history. Okay, now if I again execute, I can give the number, let's say 6, 7 and 8. See, minimum number is 6. That means this particular program is working fine, and that's how we can write the code inside your .py file, and you can execute from the code runner. Either you can execute from your terminal. Okay, so this is called terminal execution. So this particular terminal execution I personally prefer, because going forward we'll be doing the projects and I'll try to use the terminal, okay, instead of using the code runner. Because what I feel like, if you become professional, so you can use this particular terminal, and if you're beginner, you can use the code runner, because code runner is like very beginner friendly functionality, what I feel like. Okay, so this is what actually you can do, guys. And this is our first exercise. I think you like this particular exercise. Now let's do the next exercise. So what I will do, I'll just try to comment this particular code in the multi-line comment. I'll just try to comment, because inside this particular file only I'll write the next exercise. Okay, I've commented. See, if you want to uncomment, what you can do, just try to remove this particular triple quotation. Okay, then you can execute this particular code. Now I'll copy this particular exercise 1, and here I'll try to mention my second exercise, and the exercise name would be ATM Machine, okay, Menu. So we'll try to create one ATM machine menu. Okay, I think you know inside ATM machine what are the menu actually we're having. I'll tell you what are the menu actually you can create here. So in a ATM machine, guys, I think you know we have some of the actually functionality. So first of all, let's say what we can do in ATM machine. We can change the pin. We can do the pin change. Then second, what we can do, we can, let's say, do the balance check. Then third, what we can do, we can withdraw the money. Okay, withdraw. Then fourth, what we can do, we can deposit the money. Deposit. And fifth, what we can do, we can exit from the machine. Okay, we can exit from the machine. Apart from that, some more functionality are available inside the ATM machine, but let's say as of now we are considering these are the functionality only. Now you can see I am having like different functionality. Okay, now if I want to use the conditional statement, so I have to use multi-conditional statement at that time, right? So first of all, what I have to do, I have to take the input from the user, like what they want to do, whether they want to change the pin, whether they want to check the balance, or they want to withdraw the money, deposit the money, or exit. Okay, so first of all, I'll take the input. So I'll take one variable called menu, and here I'm going to take an input. Okay, input from the user, and here I'm going to just write. See, here I'm going to write a bigger message, and I told you, if you are having any bigger string, that means multi-line string, at that time no need to take this particular single quotation. Okay, single quotation. Instead of that, what you can do, you can take this particular triple quotation that time. Okay, inside triple quotation you can just write this particular multi-line string. Okay, now see, inside that I can write multi-line string. So here first of all, I'll just write hi there, welcome to ATM. Okay, please choose one for enter, one for pin change. Okay, now number 2, I'll give enter 2 for balance check. Okay, now I'll give enter 3 for withdraw. So this is my input, and these are the functionality that means this message actually user will get. So let me show you. If I execute this particular program, so I can simply print this particular menu. Fine. Now if I execute this particular program, if I want to execute, what I have to do, I'll just execute this particular file. Okay, I think you remember the same command. So just press up arrow key. So Python, this particular file name. Okay, you can see this particular file name. Now if I execute, see, it is giving me this particular message. Hi there, welcome to ATM. Please choose. So enter 1 for pin change, 2 for balance check, 3 for withdraw, 4 for deposit, and 5 for exit. Now say if I want to give 1, I can give 1 and I can press enter. See, 1 is getting printed because I'm printing this particular menu, right? So now what I will do, I'll just try to check this particular number, whatever number user is giving. Let's say if they're giving 1, so what I have to do, I have to show them like pin changed. If they're giving actually 2, I have to show them balance check. Okay, if they're giving 3, withdraw, 4, deposit, and 5, exit. Okay, so for this I have to use one. I have to use one if else statement. Okay, so here simply I can write. So first thing I will check if menu. Okay, menu is equal. So again I'm using relational operator. You can see. So here you can see again I'm using relational operator. I think you already learned about this particular relational operator. If menu is equal 1. Okay, that means what it will print. It will print pin change. Okay, elif menu equal to, it will print I think balance check. Okay, balance check. Now I'll copy. And if menu is equal 3, that means it will print withdraw. And if menu is equal 4, that means it will print deposit. See, this is the last one, so I don't need to take the elif again. So I can use the simply else operation. Okay, else print exit. Okay, exit. So my program is ready. You can see this is the program I have written. So first of all, I'm taking the input from the user and I'm checking whether this particular input is 1. If it is 1, that means pin change. 2, balance check. 3, withdraw. 4, deposit. And if 5, that means else, it's exit. Okay, now let me execute this particular program. I'll first of all save. Try to first of all save this particular program with the help of Ctrl S. Now I'll open up my terminal. Let me clear. Okay, now again I can execute this particular program. Now see, it is asking for hi there. Enter something. So let's say I want to do the pin change. I'll just write 1, and if I hit enter, you will see pin change. Okay, pin change has been executed. That means this particular condition has been executed. Here this program has been executed and program has been breaked. Okay, it won't be reading these are the condition that time. Okay, now let's say again if I execute this particular program, and now if I'm giving 2, so balance check has been executed. You can see this particular program has been executed. So that's how we can give 3, 4, 5 and so on. So yes guys, so this is all about from this particular video. I did this particular 2 exercise. Now what you can do guys, you can do exercise by yourself. So what you can do, you can create a calculator, multifunctional calculator. I think I showed you the operator, right? Like addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. So with the help of that, actually you can create a multifunctional calculator. So what you have to do, first of all, take actually 2 number from the user. Okay, first of all, take 2 number from the user and also take one operator. Like what is the operator actually, what is the operation actually they want to do? Let's say they want to do addition operation. If they're passing the addition operation, do the addition. If they're giving a subtraction operation, the subtraction operation. Okay, the way actually your calculator takes the input. So that's how actually you can create a multifunctional calculator with the help of this particular same logic. Okay, so this should be the task guys. You can complete this particular task and you can comment that particular code inside this particular comment section. Just try to copy the code and comment it. Okay, inside the comment section, I'll try to check it out. Okay, and if your program is correct, I'll just ping that particular comment, okay, in front of everyone so that they can also able to see your code. So with that guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time.